Welcome to Add a Little Dazzle. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create this beautiful Flower Folds metal embossed tea light holder featuring hot pink diamond metal sheets and the Flower Folds Big Die cut. With spring and summer gatherings right around the corner, this is the perfect time to get started creating these beautiful tea light holders that will have everybody oohing and ahhing at your next gathering. So let's get started. Create this metal embossed tea light holder. You will begin by cutting a 5 1/4 square of rose red cardstock, a 5 1/4 square of sticky sheet, and a 5 1/4 square of hot pink diamond metal sheet. In addition, you will also need a 4 1/4, 3 1/2, and 3 inch square of cardstock, sticky sheet, and hot pink diamond sheet. Once you have cut all these pieces, you will need to assemble them. And to do that, you will begin by taking a piece of sticky sheet and attaching it to the cardstock as shown here. Once it is attached, you will take the scissors and carefully peel the red film off of the sticky sheet. And you will take your metal sheet piece and you will attach it to your piece. As you can see, you've now assembled the first piece. There's a piece of cardstock on the back, a piece of hot pink diamond metal sheet on top, and it is sandwiched between a piece of sticky sheet. You will now need to follow the same step for the 4 1/4, 3 1/2, and 3 inch square pieces. And you will now have 4 assembled pieces once you have completed this step. Ready to begin die cutting. You will need to take the Flower Folds die cut and place it on top of an extended cutting pad. That is the first thing you will do. Then you will start by taking your 5 1/4 inch piece of assembled piece and you will place it on top of the largest flower. Now, one thing you need to note is that I have put it metal side down. The reason for that is because once I place my cutting pad on top, as you will notice, there are a lot of marks on it. And so if I place it with the metal facing up, when I run it through the Big Shot, all these markings are going to be on my metal sheet, and I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to place it metal sheet side down, place this on top, and run it through my Big Shot. Once I've done that for my first piece, then I'm going to take my 4 1/4 inch square and I'm going to place it right here the same way I showed you before, and I'm going to run it through the Big Shot. Then I'm going to take my 3 1/2 inch piece and it's going to go on this flower, and I'm going to take my 3 inch piece and it's going to go on this flower, and I'm going to run them through the die cut one at a time until I have 4 flowers. Now that you have 4 flowers, you will take each one and emboss it with the vintage wallpaper impressions folder. There are a few things you need to know and remember before you do this. Due to the thickness of these pieces, you will need to open the multi-purpose platform completely, where there are no tabs here on the side. Then what you will do is you will place the cutting mat on the bottom, and then you will take your flower and you will place it inside of the impressions folder. Make sure that the logos are facing up towards you, and make sure that the metal sheet color is facing up towards you. That way you will be embossing this piece. If I were to flip it over, then I would be debossing. And so I want to make sure that it is facing up. And so I'm going to open my impressions folder and I'm going to place it in. Now you're going to notice that when I do this, I have some edges here hanging. I can kind of play around with it to get it exactly where I want, but honestly, as you can see these little edges hanging over, that's not going to matter because this is the base pedestal of our tea light candle. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through the impressions folder. I have now embossed the piece and I'm going to take it out of my impressions folder. As you can see, the embossed piece is just beautiful. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we need to sand this piece. So I'm going to take my sanding block and I'm going to sand in a circular motion over the flower. This will allow the metal to come through and add extra texture to my project. Now, once I have done that, I will take my microfiber brush and clean off the metal residue that is on top of it. This will, with the microfiber cloth, I will not scratch the metal, and it will have a nice shiny finish as the metal that was on it is now removed. As you can see, I have now embossed my 4 flowers and I have sanded them and they just look gorgeous. So we're going to begin now by assembling this tea light holder. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to place the biggest one right here in the center. And I'm just going to align them right here from largest to smallest. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm just going to place a little bit of glue right there in the center of it. And I'm going to take my next size down flower and I'm going to overlap it in between the petals, center it, and press down. Now, many of you might be concerned that you can burn yourself. Well, due to having the cardstock and sticky page attached to the metal, it does not allow the heat to conduct. So there is no danger of burning yourself at all. Now, if there wasn't the sticky sheet and there was not the cardstock, then ouch, you would definitely burn yourself. But that sticky sheet and that cardstock does not allow the heat to conduct. So that is great. And so as you can see, I am now attaching the last flower and I have now attached all of them on top of each other. Now that I've assembled my flower, I need to give it shape. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start by flipping it over to the cardstock side and I'm going to press in my petals. I'm going to press them in all the way so that it folds, but I don't want to go back and forth as to break it. I just want to give it some shape because this is going to be the pedestal part of the tea light holder. And so as you can see, I've now created that pedestal part and I'm going to flip it over. Now I'm going to take these flowers, starting with the top one, and I'm going to bring in my petals. As you can see, I'm doing that. And then I'm going to go in for my second layer of flowers and do the same thing to give it shape. And the third one, I'm going to go down with that one to kind of have it droop over the next one. And then I can get and shape my flowers however I want, poof it up, and get it exactly where I want it. And then once I have gotten the shape exactly how I want it, then I'm simply going to take candle, place it on top, and light it, and it is ready to go. Now you can use a regular candle or you can use a battery operated candle. This is just a beautiful piece. And if you would like to learn how to make this, I invite you to visit us at www.addalittledazzle.com where you can download your free PDF tutorial for this project and for many more project ideas. While you are there, we also invite you to visit our Stamping Up and Add a Little Dazzle store where you can find Stamping Up product, metal sheets, and accessories for sale. Thank you and have a dazzling day.